Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a Monster Legends video on the Hidden Creature Maze. That's right, we have a brand new maze. Watch your back, there are creepy monsters hiding in the shadows of this maze. If you want to know the story behind the Hidden Creatures Maze, hit the button. So if you're curious to know about the background of this event, of this maze, you can always find out through the Monster Legends community page. And the grand prize of this event is Muerte McBlood. In battle, Muerte has very powerful life-stealing skills and area damaging skills, which he can amplify by giving himself double damage. When Muerte McBlood doesn't want to be bothered by anyone, he adds one more trick into his mix, evasion. So he's going to be the grand prize of the very last monster. Along with this, we also have some information on the Monster Merit Award. If you want to get the Monster Merit Award, you need to get Mothman, Montague Creature, and Kaktus from the Hidden Creatures Maze. And if you do actually get those three monsters, you'll get an additional free monster, depending on whatever monster got the most votes. And you could vote on the Monster Legends community page, or maybe the vote is over. Yeah, if you still don't know which monster won, hit the button and find out. So you could always find out by looking at the Monster Legends community page. And then this maze has an extra little bonus. If you obtain Mothman, Montague Creature, Yiltra, and Muerte McBlood from the Hidden Creature Maze, when the silence is all over, you'll be granted access to a secret, exclusive dungeon with extraordinary rewards. Just remember, even if you already have Yiltra, you will only be able to access the dungeon if you got all the required monsters from the maze. And so I don't know how many people are actually going to be able to get this secret dungeon. Probably only the people that actually pay for maze coins, because unfortunately from all past events, you're never able to get the last monster, or you're usually never able to get the last monster unless Social Point was to give us like a 30% discount. So this is out of the reach of many, unless you're one of those players that pays for the maze coins. So with that being said, like most of my videos, I'm going to spend a short amount of time talking about the maze, talking about how it works for those of you new to my channel, new to the maze, new to Monster Legends, and then the majority of this video will be a little mini monster analysis of the new monsters primarily, and just my overall thoughts on the Hidden Creature Maze. So let's click on it, let's see what's going on, let's see the monsters that are actually available. Loading Maze Island, and come on Monster Legends. Boom, right now I have 325 maze coins. This whole event lasts 14 days, 2 weeks. Look at that giant red pill, that is funny. So you can get Thunderon, Choppers, Muerte McBlood, Mothman, Montague Creature, Yiltra, and I guess Kaktus will be the secret monster, that hidden monster. Let me scroll down, let's see what else we can find. You're gonna be getting relics now, that's pretty cool. Is that a gold relic right there? Wow, that's tight. If you can actually get some high level relics from this. Look at that giant item right there. Let's see, there's some gems and no, oh, so I guess, wait, yeah, oh my gosh, those are Flamarion cells right there. So you can even get Flamarion cells, a level 5 team speed rune. So this is awesome. There's even more incentive to do mazes now, to do well on mazes. You can get Krugbo monster cells because now you can get relics. So that is awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, those are scrolls, and maybe those scrolls are going to be used for like Engineeka or something. And so anyhow, let's talk about how to actually get maze coins. And I want to stress this because I still see people that are arguing against this. The maze and the progressive island, those two events, they don't matter what level you are. Whether you're level 20 or level 130, every single player has the exact same opportunity to advance in those events because it doesn't discriminate by level. The only event that discriminates and is based on your level is the 72-hour challenge. So I don't want to see any more, well, I'm level 20, I can't do good in this event. No, if you're level 20, you can do perfectly fine. You can do as well as someone who's level 130. So your level does not matter. The only thing that matters is how often you play the game. And when it comes to the maze, you should be playing every 4 hours. And so let's take a look at this. In order to get the maze coins, you get maze coins from collecting gold and food, fighting in multiplayer mode, breeding, hatching, and feeding your monsters. So those are the different tasks that will yield maze coins. And the reason I say you should log in every 4 hours, it's because every 4 hours, that's when you're allowed to get the maximum amount of maze coins. So I probably logged in about 5 hours ago, so my pools are completely full. So now when I collect gold, I should get all of my maze coins. And for collecting gold, it's as simple as just spamming collect on a single habitat. But just for the purpose of this video and for collecting my gold, I'm just going to go everywhere. And I got 12 maze coins right there. And let's see, I'm expecting 18 more maze coins. So let's see when that 18 maze coin pops up. Let's see, where are you maze coins? Where are you? 12, 18, there. So I have 30 maze coins, and that is actually the pool. That is the maximum amount of maze coins I can get every 4 hours. So I don't need to collect anymore, but just to show you guys, I will collect. And you're going to see I'm not going to get any more maze coins no matter how many times I click collect. And you don't need to move around, like I said. You can literally spam collect on a single habitat, and eventually those maze coins, they'll pop out. And so as you can see, I'm still collecting, not getting any more maze coins. That's because the pool of the maze coins is empty, and unless I log in 4 hours, I'm not going to be getting any more. Well, I mean, you can log in an hour and you'd probably get 10 maze coins, or you can log in 2 hours and get 20 maze coins. But the important thing is that the pool is going to be full every 4 hours. That's why you log in every 4 hours. For food, it's very simple. I simply plant the black lotus, not the black lotus root, I simply plant the blue lizard cell. That is the cheapest, easiest, and I planned out everywhere, so I just click repeat all. I'll come back in 30 seconds, and you should get 50 maze coins from there. And then fighting player versus player, just do that in your own description. One thing I recommend is maybe you want to drop trophies, so you want to get into a lower league, and that way you have easier opponents, because otherwise, like if you're in my league, you're fighting some really difficult battles. So just consider that. You might want to drop a lot of trophies right before the event starts. I mean, you can still do it now. You can lose 2 battles, then win 1 battle. Maybe you should focus on winning your defense battles. You can get revenge. You can take a look at the enemy's profile. So that's just some advice to actually win your PvP battles. Because unless you actually win your battle, you're not going to be getting your maze coins. So you got to make sure to win those battles. And going back to the food, let's click. And I got 50 maze coins right there. So as you can see, 50 is the max pull. If I press repeat all and collect again, I won't get any more maze coins. So I'm done with that. Now what I'm going to do is feed some monsters. And fortunately for me, I have a lot of monsters that I want to level up and just eventually extract. So I'm just going to feed. And you'll normally notice that once you feed a monster, you won't get anything. So what I like to do is I'll just feed them up a bit, maybe like 4 or 5 levels. I will exit out, and once I come back and feed them again, that's when I'll get my 30 maze coins. And then the simplest way to get 40 maze coins from breeding and hatching is to breed Thunder Eagle. So if you don't have a Thunder Eagle, you can simply buy him from the shop. You'll go to your hatchery, you'll go to buy egg, and you'll sort by Thunder and Common. So element is Thunder, and then rarity, oh I guess you can't sort by rarity. So then you just sort by element, you click Thunder, and you scroll until you find Thunder Eagle. Where is he? He only costs 5k gold. So make sure you buy Thunder Eagle. You start hatching that Thunder Eagle, and then whenever you can, you want to only breed Thunder Eagle. So I'll go to my ultra breeding tree, and the simplest way to breed Thunder Eagle is to use a Thunder Eagle and then another Thunder Eagle. Or if you don't have 2 Thunder Eagles, I like to do Thunder Eagle and a legendary Thunder monster. So I'll do my level 7 Griffin, and check it out, 4 hours. And the reason this is significant is because now you know when the last time you logged in was. So if I come in 3 hours from now and I see, oh, Thunder Eagle still needs 1 more hour, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to collect gold. I'm not going to collect food. I'm going to wait until Thunder Eagle's finished hatching, because then I know the last time I logged in was 4 hours ago. So if Thunder Eagle's ready, I should get all of my maze coins. And so right now I'm just going to sell this Rasfish, and I got my 50 maze coins there. So normally the way it's going to work is by the time this Thunder Eagle is ready in 4 hours, this Thunder Eagle is going to be ready to sell in 4 hours. And so that's simply how I get it. Another thing you can do if you notice Thunder Eagle isn't giving you any maze coins, after the Thunder Eagle breeding, do a quick Pandakin breed, such as Nature and Fire, and that normally works. And I can't forget about my feeding, so let me feed, and boom, 8-2, so I need 20 more, so I'll do it again. So sometimes it doesn't always work, specifically when it's on the lower levels. So let me feed them a couple times. Thyra, I got more. And you just gotta make sure you get the maximum amount of coins. So for collecting gold it's 30, for collecting food it's 50, breeding your monsters is 50, feeding your monsters is 30, hatching eggs is 50, and fighting player versus player, that's 15. And once again, you can get that many coins every 4 hours. So let me just speed up Thyra a little more to see if there's any more maze coins missing, and I don't believe so. So I should be good. I should have gotten all of my coins. I could always go on the hidden creatures maze to check. I started off with what, like 325 or something, now I have 523, and I could just do the math. So you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys know how to do the math, so I'll just leave it at that. That is how you get maze coins. That is the best way to play this event, and I highly recommend playing this event because you're gonna see the monsters are pretty amazing. And then you may want to participate in the Monster Merit Award. You may want to participate in the other thing where you get that hidden dungeon. For those of you that I mean, I really do feel the only way to get Muerte McBlood and some other monsters is by paying. And so if you are interested in that hidden secret dungeon, then you might want to consider buying some maze coins. And with that said, let's jump into the mini analysis of the hidden creature maze. Actually, before we jump into the mini analysis, I need everyone to understand that you should only move during happy hours. During happy hours, that is when Social Point discounts the moves it costs to move a monster from one node to the next node, and typically it's a 10% discount. Now in the past, Social Point has been doing random 20%, random 30% discounts. I think typically the very first discount, so November 10th from 1200 to 1300 hours, that might be a 30% discount, in which case you want to move. And it's hard to say, like, it sucks that we don't know when there's going to be a 20 or 30, because ideally you only want to move during those days as opposed to the 10% discounts. But if you can't find those days, then yes, move during the 10% discount. So you should save your maze coins up until the point you can do a discount. Don't just spend your maze coins whenever. You have to be smart about when you spend. I mean, it is almost Thanksgiving. Maybe Soldier Point will make those last discounts a 30%. You never know. So I personally recommend saving. If you see a 30 or 20% discount, go ahead and move. But you might want to wait until the very end. You never know with Soldier Point. They might be extremely generous given that it is Thanksgiving coming up. Oh, and also, if you check monsterwiki.com, they're already updated. It tells you how much it costs to get every single monster. If you want Thunderon, that's 830 coins. If you want Joppers, that's 2005. Mothman, that's 3495 for his pathway alone. But in order to get Mothman, you actually need 2 keys, and those 2 keys can be acquired from Joppers and Thunderon. So you're going to need to move Thunderon X amount of spaces, you're going to need to move Joppers X amount of spaces, and then you'll be able to get Mothman. So typically the way it works with this event is that you're never able to get the last monster. But again, it completely depends how generous Monster Legends is, or how generous Social Point is with the discounts. Typically, you're going to have to decide whether you want like the first 4 monsters, or maybe the 5th monster and an epic or something. So the way I see it, and again, I haven't done numbers or anything, I imagine you're going to be able to get the first 4 monsters, no problem. It's going to be pretty easy. Or who knows, depending how much you play, maybe you'll be able to get the first 5 monsters, or if not those 5 monsters, maybe you can prioritize Muerte McBlood. Until we know more about the discounts and the total cost, I can't say anything for sure. But some of you guys might just want to prioritize getting runes. Look at that, the 5th pathway Yiltre, that has 4 level 5 runes. That's pretty insane. I think I'm going to be going after those runes. I'm kind of tempted to go after Muerte McBlood even if I don't get them, because there's level 6 runes there. And don't forget, they've added relics, and so maybe you might want to go after a monster that has a pretty good relic. Oh, take a look at this, Jastastar cells. So do you want Jastastar? Maybe you can prioritize going after the pathways that only have good monster cells. And take a look at that, Flamirion cells. Do you want Flamirion? I know I do. So there's some cells for him. So there's so many different ways to play the mazes. You can prioritize getting a monster, you can go after the rewards. There's just so many ways. You can go after the monster merit award. Do whatever works best for you. I'm going to try my best to give you guys the total cost of the monsters as soon as that information is out there. But for now, just start saving up your coins, start logging in every 4 hours. Once again, your level does not matter, so log in every 4 hours, do all of the tasks required, and start getting those maze coins. And with that said, let's jump into the mini analysis portion of this video. And I'm only going to talk about the new monsters. I'm not going to spend time talking about the old monsters, but I will say that Joppers is a pretty good epic, and you may want to consider getting Joppers, especially since she doesn't cost a lot. But as for the new epic, Mothman, I gotta say, I love the monster design. It appears to have a pretty good power with a pretty good speed. This is a speed of an epic monster. Let's see what it is at 100. 3,234. So yeah, pretty great stats. As for the trait Abomination, can't be possessed, can't hit it with nightmares, can't hit with bleeding. It is in the Winged and Evil Legions book. As for the relic slots, you can equip the Trap Relic and a Masked Relic. And so as far as the relics, this is all relatively new. So it's hard to know how significant it is that you can put Trap and Mask. But considering this is the epic monster, which you're probably going to be giving team speed runes to, I think the fact that you can put a trap relic, I think that is significant because traps work against the enemy team. From what I recall, maybe like there's a trap that makes the enemy slower. So that's the kind of relics you want on your epic monsters, on your supportive monsters. But anyhow, scrolling down, let's just go to the ultimate attack. Deals very heavy nature damage to all enemies, heals by 100, gives 100% of stamina to itself. And so that's pretty great. It deals a lot of damage to the enemy team, and you essentially get a complete reset. Your life is 100%, your stamina is 100%. By the way, I forgot to mention, this monster, Mothman, he's magic and nature. And let's see what else he has. Check this out, Hovering Terror, single Dazed and Blind. Dazed and Blind, the enemy's accuracy is going to be reduced so much, they are most likely not going to be landing any attacks against you. Red-Eyed Bird, deals moderate magic damage to one enemy, removes 50% of stamina from one enemy, 50% stamina drain, that's always very nice. Dirty Claw is just a no cooldown poison. Infected Hands, an AoE poison, that's pretty significant. Crane Destroyer, deals moderate magic damage to all enemies, removes 50% of stamina from all enemies. And so that's pretty significant, a 50% stamina drain on an epic monster. I think it's the first time we've seen this on an epic monster, so that's awesome. Flying Fear, applies Daze and Blind to all enemies, requires cooldown. AoE Daze and Blind, and this is like the next best thing to having the enemy immobilized with stun, possession, or freeze. Daze and Blind, the enemies aren't going to be landing anything. AoEs have a 90% accuracy, single hits have a 95% accuracy, and now you're going to hit them with Blind and Daze, minus 50% accuracy, minus 25% accuracy, plus this deals no damage, so this is a guaranteed land. If the enemy doesn't have Harden, Tough, or Bulwark, you're always going to be landing Daze and Blind. This is incredible for an epic monster. So the enemies are going to waste stamina attacking you, they're going to be missing, and then you can hit them with Crane Destroyer, so just completely get rid of their stamina. You can also land an AoE Poison, You can single out a monster in daze and blind it. You can single stamina 50% drain. Wow, Mothman for an epic monster is truly epic. He's amazing. And I know that myself, I'm definitely going to be going for Mothman. He's one of the cheaper monsters, so I mean, like, why not? He's really great. And then next up we have Montague Creature, a legendary dark monster. Power and life, nothing too amazing, but look at that speed, 3498. This is the new deny speed, so I'm assuming it's a deny monster. It has the abomination trait. This works really great against monsters with possession skills, especially considering the change to possession. As for books, she's in quite a lot of books: underworld, spirits, and female. For relics, you can give her a staff or an amulet. Ultimate attack size is relative, deals massive special damage to all enemies, applies possession to all enemies, so it's just a possession skill. The massive special damage is nice, but she's probably not going to be an attacker. Look at that power, 3190, but it's still nice, you know, it's still some damage and AoE possession. Let's look at her skills. Blind. She has guard down, so next to the nemesis monster Nadiao, we finally have the very first monster to have guard down. That's pretty cool. And portal to hallucinations, what is this? Stun and guard down, 50% chance of applying stun and guard down to one enemy. By the way, for those of you that don't know, guard down is incredible. It makes it so your attack always lands. So I believe even if you're blinded or dazed, if the enemy has guard down, your attack is going to land. And this also makes it so whatever effect you're trying to land also lands. And so you can kind of consider this like your monster having increased accuracy, like having precision. Except if you have increased accuracy, if you have precision, blind, and daze, your attacks can still miss. However, if you do have blind and daze, but the enemy has guard down, your attacks will still land. So it's like precision, but slightly better because it's a negative effect on the enemy. But then that being said, if a monster has like tough, hardened Woolrock, you may not land guard down against that enemy monster. But still, it's phenomenal. I love it. I loved using it when I got to use an account that had Nadiao. Anyways, we also have a single blind, we have a single guard down, we have a single stun. Skills group 3, we have an AoE blind. I love AoE blinds. Observe the Infinite, we have a cooldowns activated. This monster has a singles cooldown activated. I love that more and more monsters are having cooldown activated, even if it's only a single target. I mean, once again, look at her speed, 3498. So in those situations where you just need to deny the enemy deny monster so you don't get denied, or maybe you need to deny the attacker and you know the attacker doesn't have any zero cooldown skills, just do a single cooldowns activated and just make it so they have to recharge. It's great. And then we have Portal to Horrors, deals moderate dark damage, and then applies stun to all enemies. And so we have a really fast dark monster, 3498 speed with an AoE stun, with a single cooldowns activated, also with an AoE bleed. Phenomenal monster. I can't even believe this monster is less expensive than Yultra. That is crazy. So if you're a brand new player, if you're just starting off, you're going to be able to get this monster no problem. A great dark monster, especially for beginners. Immune to possession, which lots of dark monsters have, has an AoE stun, AoE blind, single cooldowns activated. That is crazy good. I love this monster. I seriously can't believe she's less expensive than Yultra. Oh wait, scratch that. I may have lied. So looking at just the pathway, she needs 8,285 coins, whereas Yultra needs 7,995. However, that's just individual pathways. To get Montague Creature, you need to get keys from pathways 3, 2, and 1. Whereas to get Yultra, you need to get a key that's in Montague Creature's pathway. So the overall cost for Yultra will probably be greater than Montague Creature. So I kind of lied, I kind of didn't lie. The single pathway cost is more expensive for Montague Creature, but the overall cost is probably more expensive for Yultra. And then with that said, let's move into the final monster, Muerte McBlood. Power 3498, this is a great stat for an attacker monster. Life 29,556, and I actually think this is a pretty good life stat. I mean, he's by no means incredibly tanky, but he can still take a lot of hits. And his speed is 3432. Overall as a whole, he has really great stats. Normally when you have a strong attacker, they tend to be slow, or when you have a monster with good life, they tend to be slow. But in this case, he has really well-rounded stats. I believe they're all above average. As for his trait, he's also abomination, so he can be possessed. In the bugs, he's in the undead, the families, and the evil legions. And so he might be an incredible addition to the families book. For relic slots, he can wear a mask, he can give a sword, and this is great because he does have a high power. This monster is actually going to be an attacker, a phenomenal attacker, let me tell you that. His ultimate attack deals massive dark damage to one enemy and applies possession to all enemies. So his ultimate attack is essentially going to kill one enemy and AoE possess everyone else. That's pretty awesome. Skills group 1, anything interesting? I don't think so. Let's move on over to skills group 2, and he has nothing right here. Back to damage. In my opinion, this skill is just wow. Check it out. Applies evasion and double damage to itself, requires cooldown. You get evasion. Evasion makes it so you can't get hit with any negative effects or any damage. So the amount of combos you can do with this monster, because he's an attacker, are endless. Like you can do so many silly things too. You can give him 3 strength runes and have a monster that has an extra turn skill, someone like Metalisha, like Sammy, like Demise. So you give him an extra turn skill, and you just have him apply this skill. Back to damage, he gives himself evasion, he gets double damage. What does this mean? This means that he can just wait there for his turn, and once it's finally his turn, he can attack the enemy monsters and essentially wipe them out, because he has some pretty powerful AoEs. So let me talk about the AoEs and we'll come back to this. So we have an AoE 40 damage dark based attack that does bleeding also, and then we have No One Calls Me Bat, which is a 50 damage dark based AoE. So yeah, you can give him 3 strength runes, give him an extra turn, have him play evasion, and the enemy monsters can't stamina drain, they can't possess you, they can't hack you, they can't stun you, they can't freeze you, they can't mega stun you, they can't do anything to you. It is great. They can't blind you, they can't daze you. You can literally just wait back for your turn and take out the enemy monsters. Now, that's assuming you, of course, land the attack. So, specifically with a monster like Samael, this works wonders because Samael gives you that precision for 2 turns and that 50% damage boost. So the 50% damage boost will actually stack with double damage. So you're going to be super powerful. That's like 400% damage increase. And so runes for this monster are going to vary. I think the majority of players should probably give this monster 2 strength runes and a team speed rune. That way it helps your deny monster go first or your turn transfer monster go first. But again, there's so many silly things you can do where you might even be able to just give him 1 strength rune because of the buff stack. Like I said, using Samael giving a 50% damage boost and then he giving himself double damage. And so another really silly thing you can do with this monster is to give him 1 strength rune and 2 team speed, and then run Reptile with 2 team speed and a speed, and then run a turn transfer monster. Let's just say Samael for this specific reason because I want to show you how crazy it can get with Muerte McBlood. Samael will give Muerte McBlood increased accuracy and a 50% damage buff, and then you're going to give yourself double damage and evasion. And then if you get the chance to with Reptile, Reptile is going to give Glamorize to Muerte McBlood. Now you might be thinking, armor, that's not going to work. The enemy has a denier, they can deny you. Well, yeah, I guess that's true. They might deny your Sammy, they might deny your Reptile. If you're going up against a monster that has a freeze skills, Reptile's solid, he's immune to freeze, so they're not going to immobilize him. But anyways, for the purpose of this, let's just say you Glamorize your Muerte McBlood. Now your Muerte McBlood has evasion, has increased accuracy, has a 50% damage buff, double damage, triple damage. That's equivalent to a 900% damage increase. And then they have No One Calls Me Bat, a 50 damage dark based AoE that cannot miss with all of those buffs. It's so insane. I love this monster. I get why he's the very last monster. You can do so many incredible things with that self evasion, with that double damage. It is phenomenal. And I really wish I could get this monster. I want Montague Creature. I want Muerte McBlood. Right now I'm just going to be saving up my coins, and at the very end I'll decide. Not to mention, like I mentioned earlier, you get level 6 runes on the way to get Muerte McBlood, so that's another incentive to go after this monster. And as for his last skill, Inherited Fangs, 70 damage, special based attack, and it also lifesteals 100%. Like, what the heck even is this skill? No other monster that has a lifesteal even comes close to this. 70 damage, for also 16 stamina cost. Like, that's a joke. Why 16 stamina cost? 2 turn cooldown. That is pretty low for what this skill does, because in most situations, this skill is going to be taking out the enemy monster with 1 hit, assuming you have a buff on yourself, and you're going to be recovering all of your life back essentially. So it's really hard to kill this monster. He can give himself evasion, he can recover 100% of his life, and like seriously, 70 damage special base, there's no monster he can't attack that he isn't going to be killing them and just recovering all of his life. Not to mention you can give him a sword relic, which is probably going to increase his power, increase the amount of damage he deals. Oh, Muerte McBlood, he is quite good. Montague Creature, also quite good. And Mothman, also quite good. And so right now, I'm stuck. I want Montague Creature, I want Mothman, and I probably can get those 2 monsters, no problem. I could also get Joppers and Thunderon, or I might have to forgo all of them and just go after Muerte McBlood and get myself those level 6 runes. And then there's also Yiltre, who has level 5 runes. Oh, the decisions. I really want to hear from all of you guys. What do you guys think about this event? What do you guys think about Hidden Creatures Maze? And what are you going to be going for? Are you going to be going after the runes, a specific monster, the Jazzastar cells, the Flamarion cells? Are you going to be going for the secret dungeon, the monster merit award? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments below. Best of luck to all of you in the Hidden Creature Maze. And like always, remember to dream big and pursue your passions.